स्वभावचिन्मयानन्दं कृपापूर्णं जगत्पतिं हरिषड्वर्गजेतारं नित्यानन्दगुरुं भजे स्वभावचिन्मयानन्दम्.
The word Shiva, auspiciousness, should be understood very clearly. Then you will be able to relate with whatever I am saying. Then you will be able to understand whatever I am saying. The Shiva energy, the concept of Shiva is the possibility of rejuvenation. He constantly creates space for new things to happen. Destruction is destruction as long as you are an outsider. Destruction becomes Mangala, auspicious, when you become an insider, when you start seeing the whole thing with a larger understanding. When you start seeing the whole thing with a more understanding and sympathy, suddenly you will realize whatever is happening is auspicious. Best thing which can happen. There's a beautiful story by a Buddha's disciples. One enlightened disciple of Buddha was asked to go and teach in a new place. Buddha asked him, before sending, I am sending you to the new place. Before that I want to know a few things from you. What will you do if they don't give you food and shelter in the new place? This disciple says, I will be happy that they have not beaten me. I will think, oh God, at least they have not beaten me. I will be happy about that. Buddha says, if they beat you, what will you think? I will be happy, they have not killed me. Buddha says, if they kill you, what will you think? Then I don't have to think anything. I will be happy that they have liberated me from the body. As long as this body is there, I have so many commitments, responsibilities connected to this body. I will be happy. Now I am free. What is there to think? And there is nothing after to think. Buddha says, now you are ready, go and teach. Understand, the person's mind is ready to feel whatever is happening, will happen, is auspicious. You may think I am talking something impractical. No. If you move towards love, if you little fall in love with something, suddenly you will see anything connected to that object or that person is auspicious. If you have fallen in love with something in your life, you will realize anything connected to that person or that object will be auspicious. Let me tell you a small incident. I have seen in my life, I use a Ford Endeavour car in India to travel. Last 4 years, that car only I use. Many of my disciples, devotees have came and told me, anywhere we see that car, we just do Namaskar, Swamiji. We don't know who is traveling in that car. We don't know who is going in that car. Anywhere we see that car, we don't know. We just feel so much of joy. Just that car is enough to create so much joy in us. Not one or two people. So many devotees. There are some devotees who came and told me, I came to your program when I saw people bowing down to my car. I was shocked. Why did they bow down to my car? I went and asked them. They said, our Swamiji uses this car. Ramakrishna says, even some people come from the same village from your master, you will feel something connected. There's a beautiful saying, when you fall in love with something, that object looks like God for you. Understand? When you feel connected, when you fall in love, whatever happening will become auspicious. It will look auspicious. It will look holy, sacred, mangala. You won't be able to find any fault. Let me tell you a simple example, simple thing. If your body is filled with hormones, and if you are filled with lust, you will not have fear. You can see in your life. You will not have fear. That is why when you are filled with lust, you do things without fear. Otherwise, which you will not do. There are so many stories. I can say, one guy, when he was filled with lust, he used a hanging snake as a rope to jump the wall to enter into a prostitute's house. Without even realizing, it's a snake. Forget about those stories. You can see in your life. In your life you can see. You will not have fear when you are filled with lust. You will just do. You will be so courageous to do things, because the power of lust will make you forget about the fear. Lust purified becomes love. Same way, the power of love not only takes away the fear, it takes away, there is something danger in the planet Earth. Even the idea that there can be danger to you is taken away. If you are filled, if your body is filled with energy, whatever happens on the planet Earth, you will feel auspicious. You will feel so much confidence. You will feel so much energy. Everything will look divine. Person whose body and mind is filled with energy, who is overflowing, he will feel so much confident about things and the things happening around the world. He will not have fear. He can't be depressed. Person with low energy, any small thing is enough to depress him. In your life also you can see. Sometimes you feel everything is great. Whatever is happening around you is great. When you are overfilled, when you are overflowing, when you are fulfilled with energy, when you fall in love, even stone looks like God. When you don't feel connected, when you don't feel that click, I call that as a click. Suddenly something happens to you, you feel connected. If that click does not happen, even if God comes in front of you, you will ask for ID card. If the click happens, even in front of the stone, you will feel the divine presence. Even a stone is enough to awaken the divinity, divine presence in your life, in your being. Let me tell you a story from Ramakrishna's life. There was a great enlightened being called Jatadhari, who used to have small statue of Rama in his, or as his worshipping murti. He used to carry that Rama always wherever he goes. He came to Dakshineshwar, where Ramakrishna was staying, the place where Ramakrishna was staying. And when Ramakrishna saw that sadhu, that Swami, worshipping Rama's murti, he couldn't understand what that Jatadhari was doing, what that sadhu was doing. He will worship from morning till night. He will be doing a lot of things with that murti. One day the Ramakrishna asks that Swami, what is this with this small murti? What are you doing? From morning till night you are bathing, giving food and doing so many things. What are you doing? That sadhu says, unless you fall in love with this Rama, I will not be able to tell you. Just try to be around me and see. And Ramakrishna says, just I spent few days around him and saw how he lives with that murti. By and by, when I got that energy, when I got that feel, how he feels connected to that murti, suddenly I saw it is no more a statue, it's a living energy. It's a living energy. I could see a living being. I could feel that he responds to our thoughts. He responds to our prayers. He responds to our energy. Then he says, only then I understood how I can feel connected to Kali Murti which I am worshipping. He was a priest. He was a priest. He says, only then I understood how I can feel connected to the Murti which I was worshipping. When you fall in love, when you move towards love, when you feel connected, whether it is object, person or the whole universe, if you feel connected to a person, you will see anything associated with that person becomes auspicious to you. If you feel connected to an object, feel in love with an object, suddenly you will see that object looks like a god. If you feel connected to the whole existence, suddenly you see whole life is auspicious. Anybody who feels whole life is auspicious, Mangala is enlightened, liberated. He doesn't have fear. He doesn't have difficulties. He doesn't have problems. He doesn't need anything else. That very understanding, whatever happens, is auspicious, is enough. We have only two kinds of people on the planet Earth. One, spiritual people who feel whatever is happening is auspicious, nothing needs to be done. The other kind, materialistic. Whatever is happening is something is less, we need to do something, some final touch. That's all. That's all. One small story. A preacher gave a big sermon about charity. Very strong sermon. After speaking so much about charity, he sent his hat for collection. The hat went round all over the group, came back as empty as it was sent. After 2 hours of sermon, the hat came back as empty as it was sent. That guy got his hat back and said, "Oh God, my hat came back." Understand? You can make anything as auspicious. He knows how to take things as auspicious. When you are really in tune, you will understand whatever is happening is auspicious. The best thing which can happen is happening. If you trust your logic, your intelligence, you will always be complaining. If you trust the cosmic intelligence, the cosmic logic, you will always be relaxing and appreciating. You can feel this cosmos as an order or as a chaos. It's your freedom. You can either feel as a beautiful order. Just see. No traffic signal. All the planets are moving without hitting each other. Even if they hit, not much danger. Things are happening. Or you can say, no, so much of chaos, so much of fighting in every home, so much of trouble in every house. You can look at this angle or from that angle. It's your freedom. You can think whole world, whole cosmos as order or chaos. You have full freedom. Mangala or inauspicious. You can think as most auspicious, Shiva, or the ultimate destruction, devil. It's up to you. It is up to you. The other day, I was using a spell check software. The spelling checking software. I typed the word Devi, and that spell check software says devil. I understood. You can look at the same concept from both angles. You can look at the life as a Devi, most auspicious, or as devil. When I ask for a spell check, that software says, gives the option of devil. You have an option of Devi or devil in your software also. In your mind also, you have an option to see whole life as Devi, auspicious, or as devil. If you observe your life deeply, if you worked on yourself deeply, you can see whenever you are overflowing, bubbling with energy, everything looks auspicious. Your mind will not have any difficulty to accept the whole life is Mangala, auspicious. If you are in low energy, you can't feel connected to the idea. Everything is auspicious. Everything is Mangala. I always tell people, 30% of planet Earth can become enlightened just by listening to the truth. People ask me, Swamiji, you go around all over the world, every day you are speaking. In last 4.5 years of my public life, I have spoken 4,700 hours. We have recorded DV tapes of 4,700 hours. They ask me, what do you expect? You think people will become enlightened just by listening to you? Understand, 30% of the population, the possibility to become enlightened just by listening exists. Because 30% of the population, any medicine you give, they come out of disease. It's called placebo effect. Any medicine you give, just give colored water, 30% they come out of disease. Drinking a colored water, thinking they have been given a medicine, they come out of disease. 30% of the population, any one technique will click. Any one teaching will click. I am traveling all over the world, talking continuously, just with the hope that I will collect that 30%. Maybe the moment these words are uttered, whatever is happening is auspicious. If you just feel, oh God, true, I could have looked at my life in this way also. Yes, whatever is happening is auspicious. Yes, this is also one more way to look at my life. I can support this idea. If some bell rings in your heart, you are in that 30%. Come. I have come to speak for you. Of course, after the words, I'll go to the next step, meditation. We will work for the other 60% also. But if the ring bell happens in your heart, you are in the 30%. You are ready for enlightenment. You are ready to see the truth. You are ready to experience. This is what I call Kundalini awakening just by listening to the truth. There are people just listening to the truth, something awakens. God, yes, what he says is right. Yes, there is a possibility. There is a possibility. Whatever is happening is auspicious, because I have seen some part of my life, that feeling happening in me. In all our lives, at least once or twice, we have experienced that part. Just look back. The moments where you took major positive decisions, those moments you would have had that confidence, that courage. Whatever is happening is auspicious. At some point, you would have surrendered either out of joy or high energy, or the decision that nothing more good, nothing more great can happen to your life. When you experience that kind of moments in your life, you start thinking, whatever is happening is auspicious.
Shivoham, Shivoham, Shiva Swarupam. Shivoham, Shivoham, Shiva Swarupam.
India has given birth to great Paramahamsas, mystics, saints, and divine avatars who have consistently delivered this world from darkness to light. One such enlightened master, exuding divine grace, overwhelming compassion, and unfathomable spiritual knowledge, all at a very young age, is Paramahamsa Nithyananda.
कोटि सूर्य स्वरूपिणं आनंद गंध ईश्वरं भक्त हृदय निवासिनं नित्यानंदं नमोस्तुते कोटि सूर्य स्वरूपिणं आनंद गंध ईश्वरं भक्त हृदय निवासिनं नित्यानंदं नमोस्तुते.
Nithyananda was born as Rajashekharan, the second son of his parents Arunachalam and Lokanayaki, in the temple town of Tiruvannamalai, South India. 10 days after he was born, the family astrologer predicted that Rajashekharan would grow up to become a Raja Sannyasi and guide the world, something his parents were not happy to hear. At the age of 10, Rajashekharan was initiated by Raghupati Yogi. In his moment of initiation, Rajashekharan was blessed with a vision of Parashakti. He went home and carved the vision he had in soapstone. One day, Rajashekharan was found etching a complex shape on a copper foil. It was the sacred Shri Chakra. The Shri Chakra is believed to be a diagrammatic representation of the cosmos. Shri Ramana Maharishi, Shri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and Sharada Devi were sources of inspiration for young Rajashekharan. At the age of 12, on the sacred day of Buddha Purnima, Rajashekharan had an intense encounter with the divine, an out-of-body experience that was to change the course of his life. By his 17th year, Rajashekharan's spiritual quest became too fierce to be ignored. He left home on a journey of arduous self-discovery with no assurance whatsoever, but only a glimpse of the divine he received at the age of 12. He wandered far and wide, studying and practicing meditation, from Tapovan in the Himalayas to Kanyakumari in the south, from Dwarka in the west to Gangasagar in the east. He wandered for 7 years in India and in Nepal. With just 2 pieces of clothing and a kamandalu, a holy water jug, and with no idea of where his next meal would be. One day in Gaurikund, he beheld a breathtaking vision. A young man with a glowing countenance and flowing locks was walking towards him with long strides and divine grace. Wonderstruck and gazing at him, Rajashekharan realized that this was none other than Mahavdar Babaji, the enlightened master dwelling in the Himalayas for thousands of years in perpetual youth. It was this great saint who looked at him and uttered the name Paramahamsa Nithyananda, an enlightened being in a physical body, young at heart but wise in mind. Rajashekharan undertook years of rigorous penance, intense meditation practices, and in-depth study of yoga, tantra, Vedanta, and Shiva philosophies before he attained the ultimate state of consciousness, the state of Nithyananda, or eternal bliss. Word of the charismatic saint rode the winds in every direction. People visited Nithyananda from far and near. Effortlessly, he won their hearts. The time had come, and Nithyananda was ready to execute the real purpose of his divine birth. The purpose as a guru, as a master to the entire humanity. Life Bliss Foundation is his worldwide movement to spread his message of meditation and inner bliss. With its spiritual nerve center in Bangalore, India, and its Western Hemisphere headquarters in Los Angeles, USA, it operates through 1,000 centers and over 78 upcoming ashrams in 30 countries, causing transformation of humanity through transformation of the individual. How does one describe this great master? The charm of a child, the healing hands of a doctor, the compassion of a mother, the wisdom of a guru. To those who struggle under the many burdens of life, his presence itself is the answer they seek. In his arms, thousands find refuge, the ailing, the needy, and the seekers of God. The Master is an invitation to a journey inwards. In his own words, "Just allow me to light your being, then you will know that you are pure consciousness and your being pure bliss."
Nityam Sharanam Gacchami, Dhyanam Sharanam Gacchami, Anandam Sharanam Gacchami, Nithyanandam Sharanam Gacchami.
Nityam charanam gacchami, dhyanam charanam gacchami, anandam charanam gacchami, nithyanandam charanam gacchami. Nityam charanam gacchami, dhyanam charanam gacchami, anandam sharanam gacchami, nithyanandam sharanam gacchami.
Nityam శరణం గచ్ఛామి ధ్యానం శరణం గచ్ఛామి ఆనందం శరణం గచ్ఛామి నిత్యానందం శరణం గచ్ఛామి